Justice Holmes said, "The life of the law has not been logic, it's been experience, the felt necessities of the time, the felt moral and political theories." If he's correct, maybe that explains so much of the give and take throughout American history over what is right and wrong about our laws and their application, a thing we call justice. The law. Learn about it from people who practice it and apply it. This program is about law through the eyes and work of lawyers and judges in our community and its impact on our citizens. We hope you'll find the discussions and information here useful, thought-provoking, and even entertaining.
When brothers John Mitchell and Wright Mitchell began law practice in the heart of Dalton in 1924, they instilled an ethic of service with honor and integrity that approaches 100 years. Lawyers serving people is who we are, whether serious bodily injury or work injuries, wills, real estate closings, family law, criminal law, services to local governments, Social Security and veterans claims, or business and contract law. We are here to serve.
Hello, I'm Terry Miller, and this is Law Talk. For those of us in Georgia who think children are our most precious resource and most sacred and valuable commodity, our guest today and the topic should be quite interesting. Gandy Vaughn is a local attorney for over 15 years in the trial courts of Dalton and Chatsworth and all of Northwest Georgia. He's a graduate of Northwest High School, the University of Georgia, with an undergraduate degree in business and economics, and graduated from the University of Georgia School of Law. He also holds the position and appointment with the state of Georgia as Special Deputy Attorney General for the state of Georgia for Child Support Services. Gandy, great to have you on the show today.
Good morning.
You're a champ for coming on with us.
I'm glad to be here.
Tell us about this appointment. How does it come about, and what is your role in terms of the Department of Human Resources?
We assist the Attorney General's office in the establishment, collection, and enforcement of child support. And the State Attorney General's office has appointed this firm and me as primary lead attorney to handle that for the local child support offices in our area.
Let me also point out that Gandy's not only an attorney, but he's also runs a small farm out off Crow Valley Road with a menagerie of farm animals. He happens to be my law partner. He's a great father, a great husband, and this role of children probably comes as a natural for you. When you were asked by the Department of Human Resources to do this, did you have any qualms?
I had no hesitation, really. It's an important matter for the state and for our community. And in fact, I got a call from the Attorney General's office, and within about 3 days, the decision was made, and I was appointed and off working.
I was concerned when I looked at the statistics that Georgia has over 500,000 children, approximately, in custodial arrangements that are not current in terms of the child support of the non-custodial parent. If my calculations are right demographically, that's nearly or more than 5% of the total population of this state. How serious a problem are child support delinquencies economically for our state?
It's a serious problem for the state and a serious problem for our community. Our local office, which handles Dalton and Chatsworth, has active files in the range of 12 to 15,000 files each year. And the economic impact is tremendous because when a non-custodial parent's not paying their child support, the result is the custodial parent then is relying on other government services to support that child.
Just in terms of nuts and bolts, how does legally enforceable child support come about in this state through the courts?
Well, typically 2 ways. One is through a divorce action in which the parents have divorced, and the court will establish a financial responsibility for the parents as to setting child support. Typically, the non-custodial parent assigned by the court is then required to pay an amount of child support. The other way is in situations in which a child is born out of wedlock, and either through a private action or through the work of the Department of Child Support Services, we establish paternity and ultimately establish an order for child support.
Now, I noticed statistically in Georgia, the Department of Human Resources, through the Division of Child Support Services, says that of all the enforceable child support orders, approximately 91% are paid by fathers, non-custodial fathers, and 9% by non-custodial mothers. I started practicing law about 34 years ago, and my feel for it is that that would have been about the way it was. Has that been changing over time in our courts?
It is still fairly traditional for mothers in our state to be awarded primary custody of their children, but over the last 10 years and certainly over the last 5 years, we've seen the court system and our judges become more flexible, more creative when it comes to establishing custody roles for children, and you do see more fathers with custody in situations where the parents are having a joint or shared custody role. So it is changing, but changing slowly.
Great. When we come back after this, I want to talk with you about child support guidelines and what you do if you're behind or if you're a parent owed delinquent support.
Okay, great.
You work hard to make a better life for you and your family, so it's important for you to consider your estate planning needs. We at Mitchell & Mitchell approach retirement and estate planning as a lifelong process. It is essential that you have the proper advice and legal documents to protect your family's growing savings. As your children grow and your life circumstances change, it is important to review and revise your retirement or estate plan. Whether you're just starting out or well along your career path, we at Mitchell & Mitchell are here to guide you through this important process. Contact us today for a consultation.
We're back with Gandy Vaughn talking about the arrearages problem in child support in the state of Georgia. Gandy, what is the volume of cases you and your associates handle in the Conasauga, which is Whitfield and Murray County Judicial Circuit?
The local office handles on average about 15,000 cases at any one time. What we see in the court system is about 350 cases per month for what we handle, and although there's other lawyers that handle that volume as well, that's the number of cases that actually reach the courthouse.
Now, is that an uptick over the time you've worked in this area in the volume of cases that actually come to court?
In my 3 years of doing this work, that is an increase, probably from a caseload of 11 or 12,000 cases up. Any
estimation in your mind as to what's driving the uptick in volume? I know we've had a lot of economic downturn and layoff and unemployment in the Dalton, Chatsworth area.
That has been a tremendous impact on custodial and non-custodial parents making their financial obligations for child support. We see it every day in court, and that's the typical explanation as to why someone's behind now is the local economy and the number of individuals who are unemployed.
Now do people that come in with delinquencies go to jail from time to time?
They can. The administrative solutions at Child Support Services Office is to suspend your license. They may levy against a tax refund. But when it's handled over to our office for going to court, the options for the judge is either to put you on a payment plan or to even to incarcerate you for your failure to pay child support.
So by the time you're involved as a special deputy assistant, you're bringing a contempt action on behalf of the state against the obligated non-custodial parent.
That's correct. Once we have it, we're moving forward to court and going to ask the court for a resolution.
So this is sort of the last resort.
That's correct.
And if you are a non-custodial parent, let's say that's been laid off, tried to do your best, and gotten behind because of something to do with sickness or unemployment, to not get to that stage, what do you recommend folks do?
The best advice is to stay in touch with your local office. If you have a child support obligation, say for example $100 per week, if you can't pay that, pay something. Whether it's $20 or $30, make a payment and stay in touch with the local office and let them know why you're behind, and they'll take that into consideration.
I noticed that the Department of Human Resources indicates that in fiscal year 2006, this state ranked 47th in terms of arrearages in child support. In just 2 years, in fiscal year 2008, we dropped to 31. What's happened? Apparently we're making some improvement to solving this issue. How are they doing that?
The agency, the Department of Health for the state of Georgia, has doubled the number of agents handling child support cases. And so that's allowed us to move forward and process more cases. And they've implemented some best management practices that allow them to move a case from the front door of the office to the courthouse within a matter of days.
So you're a custodial parent, let's say, and you are upset and tired of the non-custodial parent being delinquent, you think you need help. What services does the state have to offer before the matter even gets to court and in the hands of an attorney general like yourself?
The services that are offered by the state are free to the public. You contact your local office and you'll meet with an agent. That agent, after reviewing the file, will actually call the non-custodial parent in for a meeting to discuss a resolution that may include simply a voluntary payment. If that doesn't work, they look at administrative enforcement through the license suspension or through a tax refund intercept. Only when that doesn't work do we get involved and take someone back to court.
What is the most common reason you're hearing in court today when a case has gotten there by the respondent to the judge as to why they're behind?
First and foremost, it's the economy. So many people have been laid off in our community and just can't simply afford the amount of child support that was initially set. Also, we see a lot of individuals who have had health problems or their family members have had health problems, and as a result of that, the medical bills are high and they can't afford both the child support and the medical bills.
Now, when those things appear legitimate to your office in the court, are they taken into consideration?
They are, not only by our office but by the court as well.
But when they appear simply to be a ruse or just an excuse, what's likely to happen?
The most likely outcome is the court's going to incarcerate that individual, require them to stay jailed until they make a lump sum payment to be released from court.
Gandy, you've been a champ for coming on today. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
This has been Law Talk. Look for us next time on Charter Media.